For the first time in more than 240 days, college basketball is back in Kingston. We welcome you into the Ryan Center as Rhode Island women's basketball gets set to tip off against Stonehill in the first of today's Rhody basketball doubleheader. Welcome in Nathan Robillard alongside Ryan Polillo for this one. Ryan, this is going to be an early first look at two teams that both rebuilt in the offseason of Division II. They get set looking for their first season opening win as a Division I school. Here today, they have a challenging opponent against them in the Rhode Island Rams, who made it to the A10 Conference Final for the first time in nearly 20 years. Last season, we're just about ready to go. Welcome back, college basketball tip-off. We're underway in Kingston. Rhode Island win it. Inez DeBraz to Awa Kamara, top of the key. To get things started. DeBraz to Phillips, still looking to open their account on the season. Sophie Phillips double teamed once again. Stonehill have done their homework on her. Here's Dutot to DeBraz. DeBraz, the assists leader last season with 103, gets it to Carr. Carr goes for three off the back of the iron, and eventually Dutot hits a hard hit and will be slow to get up.
Yeah, and Dutot there just showing she is willing to put her body on the line each and every play for this Rams team.
Tammy Reese says they hang their hat on defense and rebounding. That has been the message year after year. Dutot played a huge role in that last season. 2 double-doubles, 7 double-figure rebounding games. Phillips from the corner misses everything. Had an open look at three. It's not often, Ryan, you mentioned this, that you see Phillips miss with that sort of space. Again, 89 three-point field goals last year was an all-time record, but can't find the mark so far today.
Yeah, and we saw last year, too, she sort of deviated from the efficiency and turned more into a volume shooter. So we're going to see if maybe Coach Tammy Reese is looking to play into a mixture of shooting volume but also shooting efficiently.
Inside, Stonehill double the advantage. Brooke Paquette back at it again. Some of that experience shining through for the Seahawks. And now Rhode Island in a 4-point hole early on. Sneaking through his Carr, banks it off the glass. Her first points as a Ram.
Yeah, and Carr 6'4", she is difficult to guard down low.
Shot nearly 50% from the field last season. The transfer out of San Diego State, 156 boards, ranked second on the team as well. A valuable addition to Rhode Island. This one floated inside for Swider, and she cannot find the basket. Kamara with the rebound.
And again there, the Rams take over thanks to help defense there from Carr.
Here's DeBraz. Kamara top of the key, directing traffic to Dutot. One of two all preseason third-team members along with Phillips. DeBraz now driving in past everyone, floats a layup, rolls it in. We're tied at 4.
Yeah, and important here for momentum. The Rams able to tie it up there. Dutot with a finger roll finish.
Just about 3 minutes gone here in this first quarter. Handed off now, 3-point effort. That one no good, coming from Sharon Hayward. Both teams yet to open from distance. Second chance effort, again off the rim. Kamara hits the deck trying to keep it in and can't quite do it. It's a valiant defensive effort from Rhode Island, but they will give the ball back to Stonehill. We'll take a look at the incoming transfer, scoring the first points of the year and her first points as a Ram. Her Cimarron Honey Carr, already playing a major role in this Rhode Island team. The first of 6 additions to see the court as Awa Kamara checks out for the first time. In her place comes another newcomer, freshman Ayana Franks out of Windsor, Connecticut, the CT Gatorade Player of the Year in 2024, now getting her first steps on the court here at the Ryan Center. We enter the last minute of the first quarter. Stonehill looking to keep this one close. It's Webster. Back out to Arca. Arca to Webster, guarded by Kamara. Looking for a way through. Kamara reaches up close on her, resets to Paquette from 3. There she is. That scores. And it's the first 3-point field goal this afternoon for either team. Brooke Paquette, who shot 28% from distance last year, opens it up. 12-12, we're tied as we enter the final 15 seconds. DeBraz trying to change it and does. Lays it up and off the glass. Gives Rhode Island a 2-point lead with just about a possession remaining. Knocked away by Carr, but a little too much contact. Now Vital going around, in, up, and good. And she'll take the contact as well. How about that from the sophomore, Sophia Vital, bumping up Rhode Island and a chance for a three-point play.
And Vital just...
Vital will come to the baseline to inbound. 27-23 Rhode Island up on Stonehill. Here's Dutat driving in from the right wing, puts it up and in. Banks it off the glass, and Rhode Island up by 6. Now the full court press in operation for the Rams. Vital pokes it away, turnover in transition. What can Rhode Island do? Now numbers back for Stonehill. Phillips gets it, turns around into the paint, and the whistle goes before the bucket stays. And a substitution for Stonehill. Checking in now is Swider. Coming out of the game, Julia Webster. So it's a Rhode Island native coming in for a Rhode Island native. Swider making her first game known, 6 points today. Already in her first game for Stonehill. Brooke Paquette up to 11. The only player in double figures. Carr for Rhode Island leads the Rams with 8. Here's Vital driving in off the side of the backboard. Turned over, rebound, Stonehill. Paquette now tipped away by Dutat. Stonehill keep the ball.
And again, I'm going to cycle back to what I was talking about with Rhode Island, the defensive aggression. We know Tammy Reese loves to bring pressure, especially coming up on across that half-court line, but they're really seeing its effectiveness here tonight.
Arca goes for it from distance, rolls out. Kamara to Vital for the rebound, and Rhode Island once again working in transition. Floated inside for Carr. Carr trying to spin around one, guarded by 2, goes up anyway. It's off the front of the iron, and eventually into the hands of Paquette. Paquette working, Vital trying to get back and defend. Paquette mid-range shot, that one no good. Carr rebounds, tips it to Kamara. Back and forth, both teams struggling to find the basket right now as the pass looking for Sophie Phillips well off the mark. And it's turnover after turnover here in the Ryan Center.
Fully set, was not stationary on the screen, and it's going to cost them.
Here's Paquette, has the only three-point effort of the night so far. Bounces inside for Swider. Swider recovers wide open. She goes, no problem.
And right there,
just 4 of their last 5 attempts from the field. And they've tied this game at 20. They've only led once so far this afternoon, but it's been a close game throughout. About 5:22 on the clock left in this first half. Phillips through traffic. Phillips up and in. 2 for 3 from the field. And Sophie P starting to heat up for Rhode Island. Again turned over from Stonehill, and Schwababa benefits. Now to Vital. Appearing 30 games off the bench here inside for Dutat. Quickly swarmed wide open 3. Why not? Vital scores. And finally, Rhode Island hit it from distance.
We're still in the first half.
Paquette for 3, no good. Rhode Island rebound, and as you said, Ryan, 4 blocks already in her first game for Rhode Island. We're not even out of the first half yet as Dutat goes under for Kamara in the paint, spinning, going good. Rhode Island lead by 9, and it continues to grow here as we get to the tail end of the first half. 34-23 lead into double figures for the Rams, who are just starting to pull away with this one with under a minute to go. Now floats in for Elkis. Stonehill need momentum before the half to try to keep this in reach as Paquette can't collect the pass. Stolen away. Here's DeBraz in transition, capitalizes. And the turnover proving deadly for the Rams. They're up 36-23. So Stonehill played a really good game for about 15 minutes of this first half. And all of a sudden, Rhode Island just overwhelming them in transition. 3 turnovers in the last 3 minutes, 30 seconds. It'll lead to a timeout. Braz looks to open the scoring here in the second half for Rhode Island. Carr, 3, top of the key, good. Well, if there's one player you want to start the scoring in the second half, it's that woman right there. Honey Carr up to 11 points now to lead all players.
Yeah, and talk about Honey Carr.
Rhode Island just 1 of their last 7 from the field, none of their last 5. Haven't scored in almost 3 minutes in this game and in this second half. Phillips now working on Paquette. Phillips inside, around 2 through traffic, goes up and breaks the streak. That's how you do it, Sophie Phillips. Showing that she can get it done on all levels. In the paint is where she succeeded tonight. Up to 7 points on 3 for 9 shooting. Now Hayward immediately put on the pressure by Dutat. Dutat now Stapleton has it. Hands it off to Paquette. Brooke Paquette trying to spin around DeBraz. Screen set, goes for it. Deep 2, falls in. Brooke Paquette now retakes the lead. 15 points for her. Phillips, open, there's a three, there it is! Three-point basket, number 90 in the career of Sophie Phillips. And finally, she opens her account from distance on the season.
And that's got to feel so good.
It's been all Rams. As it's turned over again, Dutot now a 1-on-2 in transition, works around, rolls it just out, but does enough to keep the ball as Carr rebounds to DeBras. Phillips from three, no good. And it just hasn't been the strong suit of either side tonight, the three-point basket. But Ryan, you mentioned this to me while we were off air. Rhode Island, despite the fact that Dutot couldn't quite make that one, 17-0 in fast break points over Stonehill. And that's been the difference.
Yeah, the
blocks two for Stonehill. That the latest. Phillips from the corner, yes! Sophie Phillips, that's more like it. Now up to 170 in her career. Swider strips the ball. DeBras has it now in transition. Here come Rhode Island. Bounce pass to Lennon. Goes up, under and in. 19. Not often you can say you enjoy a Monday quite as much as today, as Rhode Island will try to dribble this one out. 68-45 is your final score. Rhode Island get it done and win their fourth straight home opener under Tammy Reese, and it's no surprise that they do it in dominant fashion. The second half was all Rams, and Ryan, we wondered what we were going to see from a very, very new Rhode Island team. 6 new additions, but led by grad transfer Honey Carr. They got it done. Carr led with 19 points. Phillips not far behind with 15 as Rhode Island dribble out to a convincing win in Kingston.
You're right. I'm going to circle back to sort of what we've talked about here in the pregame. The new modern scape of college basketball, you're going to have to deal with the transfer portal. Transfers coming in and out every single year, trying to figure out what can you do with these transfers and how can you replace transfers that leave. So, of course, we see from Rhode Island, Honey Carr, she's not only does she step into her role, but she goes above and beyond. Her name all over this one. And Rhode Island, of course, we also saw in that first half, a close game here with Stonehill, but eventually they were able to pull away and win this one 68-45.
Out-rebounded Stonehill 51-34. Didn't allow a point in their last, or didn't allow a field goal in their last 3 minutes. Defensive and offensively getting it done here in Kingston. So for Chris Horn and Ryan Palillo, I am Nathan Robillard saying so long from the Ryan Center, where once again the final score, Rhode Island 68, Stonehill 45. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus. We'll see you soon.